Now, for those that's gonna be smart asses, that are gonna say, I don't care, of course the interest rate plays a part. Yeah, it plays a part. The deal is not a make or break because of. It plays a part. So the overall deal, if the overall deal makes sense based off the interest rate solely, then the majority of the deals are no good.
It's not good.
Because I'm buying properties at a higher interest rate than what the average people are buying for today. And the deal is killer. We can talk numbers if we want to talk later on about it. So who cares about the interest rates with that? But here's what happens. People are blocking their blessings. Reason why they're blocking their blessings is because they focused on the interest rate. So you can have an amazing deal right in front of you with a 7%, 8%, 10% interest rate.
You run away from the deal.
And you will run away from the deal because you say, damn, I'm going to wait for the interest rate to go down to 3-4.
Wow. May that happen. Welcome to the No Stingy Energy Podcast, where we discuss all things from health, wealth, relationships, entrepreneurship. That's what we talking about. But today is special, man.
Real special, man. I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be different too.
Yeah, man. We got my guy Welby in the building.
Appreciate you fellas, man.
You know
What's going
so
on,
much,
man? Happy you actually came here, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Came all the way from New York.
All the way from New York, yeah.
It's crazy, man, because it's like when I hit him up, he was like, it was no question.
Answered the phone.
You know what I mean? No ducking, no weird responses to questions. You know what I mean? It was all
That's
solid.
hard to find these days. That's crazy.
Appreciate that. So I hear, right? That's what I hear.
That's crazy. It's hard to find real people.
No doubt. So I know you in the real estate space.
Yes, sir.
And I know that you kind of approach that from, you kind of teach from a very real space, not what I would consider the Instagram fluff version.
Well, fucking keep it real. Yeah, not with the bullshit.
Not with the bullshit.
Yeah.
You tell the ups, you tell the downs. Now, most marketers, just keeping it real, feel like that approach may not get you a following as fast because most people want to hear the bullshit. Most people want to be lied to.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it real.
They just want to see the highlights.
They want to see the highlight reel.
They want to see the money, the cars, the houses.
And that's it.
That's it.
What made you take
that approach?
The real approach.
Yeah.
The reason why I took the real approach, getting onto social media is something that I was like against doing.
Why?
I didn't want to do it because
you don't like people in your business?
Yeah, I'm private.
Damn, man.
I'm private and all, right?
I'm the same way.
Yeah, so I didn't like people in my business. But what happened is that I've been through so much in this business in real estate.
Right.
And I prayed on it and I said that if God will allow me to be at a point that I can have the confidence that I can educate and share people the information, I want to be as authentic as possible with my life experiences. I wanted to have a road behind me of the things that I've been through. So when I'm speaking about it, I'm speaking about it from experience, not just because of clickbait or using triggering words. And that's what I wanted to do. So when I started getting on Instagram, I believe I got on 2017 after fighting myself on me and my twin brother, actually. I got a twin brother. And we were both fighting each other about should we do it or should we not? And then I said, you know what, I'm going to get on Instagram and I'm only going to show my life as a real estate investor. I didn't want to show too much
personal.
And I've made a lot of money in the business over the years. So a lot of the things that people wanted to use as far as glitters and glam, I've been living like that for a long time. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to show what it took for me to do that.
Gotcha.
And that's where I've been at. So to your point, when you said about growing, it took longer. It definitely took longer, but I'm proud of the things that I've been able to accomplish. And in these last few months, it's been like fire. And I'm thankful for everybody's support.
No doubt.
So
real quick, man, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself, man. My name is Byron, real estate investor out of Houston, Texas, primarily focused on the wholesale space. We do a lot of creative finance, fix and flip, new to the build to rent space.
Yeah.
Definitely excited about that. And so I just want to give people that perspective from where I'm coming from. Oh, you want to introduce yourself?
What's going on? Neil Parker, real estate investor, entrepreneur. Been in real estate since 2016, full-time entrepreneur 2020. And I do all things real estate, but my primary focus is buying as many rentals as possible. I love passive income. And I also love educating our people because our people, we buy so much shit, but we own nothing. So that's my thing, man. I like to teach our people how to get it done.
You want to go ahead and do a quick intro?
Welby at my best 197, first generation Haitian American. Been in the real estate business for about 20 years, and I teach the people the good, the bad, the ugly of real estate, and I show people how to get to it. So
Love it.
I love it, man. I love it. Man, we was talking earlier, man. We're pretty similar when it comes to educating people.
Yeah.
You know, we was talking about classes. You do live classes.
Yeah.
You be on that joint 3 hours.
Yeah.
Man, I got plenty of 3-hour videos myself.
Yeah. And I'm literally I'm on it. There's no
other people.
Yeah, there's no. Well, you might have a guest or so.
Yeah.
But there's no bait and switch because I know a lot of you. I could talk to your cameras, right?
You know,
marketers.
Okay. I know a lot of you students that have paid people and have been disappointed after you paid these people and they don't show up. Or what they presented to you was going to be a live, interactive situation, and it's actually a pre-recorded to
Evergreen.
make it appear as if they're live with the fake comments in the chat and all. But we don't do that over here. We don't do that over here.
How you feel about that?
Yeah,
because it's kind of like false marketing. So you think these marketers? You think they're marketing to actually educate the people, or are they marketing for the money?
You know, the thing is that everybody is sensitive because they think that you're throwing shots. However, anybody's getting to their money, especially if it's legal, because what they're doing is not illegal.
Yeah.
Right.
Then go ahead and do it, right? But I think that the purchasers, the consumers out here, you're a lot more smarter than these people would like you to believe that you are. And if you would just do a little bit of investigating.
What type of investigating you talking about? To be specific, so we can teach our people how to know the the difference between the marketer and the actual person that's doing the business.
Well,
so how do you?
Well, we're talking real estate, right?
Yeah.
It's not that difficult to present you some HUDs, or deeds, or closing documentations. Or GFEs, pre-approvals.
So they need to just be asking those questions when they're in a DM asking for help.
I can't even listen, man. If you, God forbid, you have a medical condition. God forbid, and you have to do a surgery, and that surgery they have to open you up to remove something so that it could save your life. I would like to think that you're gonna get you're gonna see the initial doctor and then get a second opinion, and then you want to be able to see their what's the word I want to use?
Resume?
Their resume. Thank you to the ability that what they can do before you jump on somebody's table
and let them cut you open.
And cut you open. So listen, what people are doing to you, they're cutting you open financially.
Ooh.
How they cutting you open financially? You walking into these rooms and they know economically you're not in a good space.
Ooh.
So what they're doing to you is they're tugging at your heart, using triggering words, setting you up, and indirectly asking you strategic questions to see where you at credit-wise, where you at employment-wise, to gut you open.
And
then take what you worked for. Then after they take what you worked for, you pay them for a service, and then now you dissatisfied with the service.
Wow.
The fulfillment.
So tell me this. We was having this conversation. This is real talk. To me, that's predatory.
Listen, I know you're gonna say something. I'm speaking from experience because it happened to me.
Wow.
Okay.
So let's talk about that. What was that experience?
Yeah.
It's okay. You imagine now, especially our people.
Yeah.
We are economically in the same space that we were. I forgot the decades ago.
Yeah.
We have not grown.
Yeah.
We have not moved.
Went declined probably.
We have not moved. We have not moved economically wise, wealth wise in this country at all. Even though it likes to appear because people got Toro.
Wow.
Right. People could get loans
Let's
for these exotic cars
That's
for
getting real.
15-year loans.
Yeah.
And you're paying a mortgage
on
a vehicle, right? And then it doesn't work out for you like you thought you were going to with the Toro, and now they're about to take it from you.
Oh,
it's just being real.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing shots.
Yeah. It's just real talk.
I was the dummy too, not with Toro, but the experiences, the reckless behavior, trying to find
that shiny object.
Yeah, I did it too. So
Wow.
when I'm saying what I'm saying to everybody, when I tell people I understand, I did it too.
Wow. So you paid a mentor?
I didn't pay a mentor, but the people that are in this business indirectly is mentoring you. Who are these people that are mentoring you? The people that are all licensed, that essentially is working for you. When I say for you, I'm talking about the qualified buyer / investor. Nothing in this industry moves without the qualified buyer and or the investor.
Okay.
That is the number one key component to any real estate transaction.
Facts.
Right.
Thank you very much, fellas.
That's a fact.
Facts.
Okay?
Without
Because
you buying it, nobody gets paid.
Thank you very much. My goal is to empower the qualified buyer and the investor. Because one of the wildest things, you ever seen somebody with some amazing talent and they don't even realize it and it gets wasted?
No doubt.
Okay, so you have the talent or the ability to acquire something and don't realize that this whole piece, this whole situation works with you because of you.
Right.
So my goal is to empower you to understand that. So now all of the parties that working in here, here's the beautiful thing about real estate, why I call real estate the ultimate equalizer. The reason why I call it the ultimate equalizer is that the major components to the people that are working in this industry, every one of them needs to be licensed. Every one of them needs to be licensed except for you.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
You understand that?
That's a fact.
So you are...
Break that down.
So now, I don't have a real estate license.
I don't either.
Me neither.
You hear that? Every
But
audience,
we control everything now.
Thank you. I hope your audience is hearing what we're talking about. You understand why I say...
So they work for us.
Thank you. This is why I'm here to empower the qualified buyer / the potential investor.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's why I turn off a lot of people, contractors and all, because how dare you educate these people on how you run and control the contractor that's essentially working for you.
Wow.
You telling me that I'm the only one that's been robbed by a contractor on this planet?
Facts.
You're not.
I'm the only one that's been misinformed by a realtor?
Damn.
Am I the only one that got at the table to sign a mortgage with a mortgage lender and all of a sudden the numbers changed the day of? I'm the only one.
That's 99% of real estate investors.
My timeline gets hit with people that have experienced this. All right, so this is why I could only come from the angle of what happened to me.
Yeah.
So now when you ask me about was I mentored, I wasn't technically mentored by somebody that's on the level of what I'm doing today or what you guys are doing today. I went to the subject matter experts as a wet behind the ears young man trying to enter into this business. And now you're telling me I got a 700 credit score. This is a good multifamily you should buy. And this is why.
Wow.
Then the lender says, no problem. I got you qualified for it. I can afford this?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're telling me, Miss mortgage lender, I could afford this? Yeah, we did all of the numbers. Your DTI came into place, and this is your mortgage. You can do this.
Wow.
They just want the check.
It didn't sit right with me
Right.
when those were happening. So it's no different than people that go to the car dealership to go buy a car.
Thing.
You know you can't afford that. Qualifications and affordability is two different things.
Wow.
Right? So those are what happened to me. So then now you imagine now after acquiring the properties, I'm depending on a contractor. Every contractor walks in your house with a smile.
Facts.
They know they're about to get you. They can smell
Every
you.
contractor walks in your house and they are better than the other person that came in
Facts.
to give you a quote.
And they can point out all their mistakes.
All their flaws.
All of their flaws. I'm the only one that's experienced that.
Everybody.
So then now, as a young man, I'm dependent on this licensed contractor that told me that the cost of this repair is going to be XYZ. Only midway through, after I paid you, you changed the numbers on me. I'm the only one that gone through that?
No, sir.
Okay. So to everybody, when I tell you all, I understand. Got me?
Yeah.
So my goal is to empower you. Not to make you a scumbag. I'm not here. My contractors that work for me, I'll get them on any podcast or on a phone call. They're in love with me. I chase them to pay them. They don't have to look for me. Not only I chase them to pay them, they're all licensed, and I have some handyman too. I'll be transparent.
Yeah, no doubt.
I pay them handsomely. Why do I pay them handsomely? Because they help me to make a whole lot of money.
Facts.
Everybody making money.
Everybody making money around me. My realtors all love me because they make money with me coming and going, coming in the acquisition, and if I'm flipping it, they know they're getting it on the back end to sell it. You get what I'm saying? My other realtors, if they're going to be buying whole, they already know, oh, shoot, if I present this to Welby, he's buying it.
Right.
So you're not wasting your time.
Facts.
So we're not here to be scumbags. We're not here to rob nobody. We're here to do good business.
I got a question for both of y'all. How do y'all think we can stop or help our people from stop getting finessed by the realtors, stop getting finessed by the mortgage lenders? How can we
You want to answer that?
Yeah.
You want to answer
What's
that?
your thoughts?
My thoughts?
Yeah.
The education.
So education is key.
That's the number one.
But, okay, since we're talking about education, being that, who do you trust
To educate
when there's finessers on all the blocks?
And scammers.
You got the realtor finesse. You got the mortgage lender finesse.
You got the real estate investors.
You got the
finesse.
real estate investor finesse. You got the educator finesse.
It's scary.
You got the
right?
social media
Matter of fact,
finesse.
I take that back. It's not an educator. It's really a marketer.
A marketer, yeah.
It's scary, right?
They got the marketers
You
and the
got
real estate
marketers
investors.
who marketing real estate.
Don't
own no real estate.
Right.
Ain't done no deals.
Could you say that again, please?
Marketers talking real estate that don't own no deals.
That's
don't
the majority.
do no deals.
That's
So
the
would
majority of the people that speak. They don't own no real estate.
Nothing.
You got people that have done an AA transaction.
One
transaction.
And teaching the game.
And teaching the game.
So how we feel about the people that share things on Instagram from 5-6 years ago?
Well, listen. Listen, bro.
That shit is out of date.
Yeah.
Because
The market has changed since then.
The market has changed, and there's nothing wrong because I'll show properties that I own.
But you still doing it now.
I'm still
That's the
doing.
difference.
I'm still doing it now, but I'm active.
Right.
So even
We talking
if
about
I'm
the people
talking
from-
about, oh yeah, forget about it. You see them all the time. You don't. If you listen, I'm only here about real estate. I don't know nothing about crypto. I don't know nothing about Bitcoin or none of that. Real estate. Yo, my man. On my way coming here,
Yeah.
I leave New York to come here. Then my team know I'm not here, and they now all of a sudden they're calling me like they don't know what we're supposed to be doing. I'm getting inundated with calls with either tenant issues potentially or whatever construction work that they're doing.
Yeah.
How is it that you out here investing in real estate and you never see no real estate? You never see no real estate.
That's crazy.
You never see you having a dilemma with a construction project not going through in the manner that you expected, which because the majority of the time that's going to happen.
Right.
Or you not talking about the fact that you have the tenant that had to boo-hoo call you that they couldn't afford to pay this month.
Yeah.
And how you addressed it. Everybody's winning at all times except me.
Nah.
I'm the only one. I've had people message me and say, damn, bro, maybe this business ain't for you, man, because you be just showing L's.
Wow, that's real. This is real business.
This is real business.
Yeah.
And I having people messaging me, you taking too many L's. If you doing this business to scale,
At a high level.
to a high level, it is impossible that you're not going through issues. You're not taking losses during the course of the year.
No doubt.
Impossible.
You got some type of issues.
Okay, so we've been making money in this business long before social media gave us a name.
Yeah.
Social media happens to die. Don't forget what happened with MySpace. What you think? There's not gonna be somebody else that's trying to come after the head of Instagram
No doubt.
or whomever else? So with or without this, because this is what we do.
No doubt.
But this is a beautiful platform to be able to share it with the masses and to assist with the masses.
So let's talk about that. You decided to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Most
people ain't sharing
marketers don't share. Matter of fact, but maybe, just maybe, they're not sharing it because they don't have that experience.
They don't have the losses to show.
Because they don't have the wins or the losses.
But a lot of people don't even show that they're actually doing the business.
Why is that?
Because they ain't doing the business.
So let's talk about that.
A lot of people don't have testimonials of people actually having success. They just talk about themselves.
What do you think about that particular space where we are, right? Because at the end of the day, if we're truly committed to seeing the people be liberated, if we're truly committed to that, where is our responsibility as the people who are really doing the business to call out the people who may not be doing the business? Or do you see a responsibility there? What's your take on that?
My take on it, man, is I'm not here to give the world a world star hip hop moment.
Okay.
Because that's what the people are looking for.
Got you.
So when people are in my timelines or your timelines or when you guys doing your clubhouse and they say, call them out. No, why don't you call them out?
Yeah.
Because you know exactly who they are.
Facts.
So why don't you call them out? So here's the reason why you will never catch me calling said person out. I did no business with him or her.
Right.
I wasn't robbed.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is that people don't understand. We talk about y'all too, just like y'all talk about us. So when we're in a circle amongst people that are playing the game in real life, we tapping each other's shoulders and saying, yo, did you see what Joe Blow?
It's a fact.
No doubt. No doubt.
And here's the reason why. The story and the chronological order of things that was presented to you with the nice glitz and glamours and the beautiful words and the right triggering word highlighted in a specific color, where does that work at?
That's a fact.
We already know it don't work.
That's straight bullshit.
Okay, so now what happens is people run to that. So then what happens is after you
They're
don't
more
have
attracted
a good
to that.
Correct.
Right.
When you don't have a good experience because of that, you double back to come back to the likes of us, but then you want us to jump through more hoops.
To fix that.
Wow.
I'm not doing that.
Wow.
I'm not doing that.
So whose fault is it? Whose fault is it?
I think it's
because the consumer is always going to go to the shiny object.
But as a consumer,
they're going to ignore you and tell you in your DMs, hey, bro, why you showing too many L's?
But you gotta.
And how about this too? How about you showing too many L's, but then all of a sudden when you showing good, they said, why would you record something like that? If you really wanted to do good, why would you record it? You see the contradiction?
It's always a problem with everything.
No matter what.
I bless my tenants, man. I mean, I look out for my tenants.
Yeah, I seen that video with the tenant. She couldn't pay it, and you got a hotel.
Correct, and I didn't do that for her. I've done it for multiple tenants.
So what's the reason of doing something like that? Because most people wouldn't bless somebody that's not blessing them.
First
You know, a lot of people not give us; they just take us. Yeah.
I'm not holier than thou.
Right.
It was a business move why I did that.
Okay.
No
because
doubt.
I needed her out of my apartment. You haven't been paying no rent.
Right. Right.
Okay, so let people don't understand that I'm not the Pope or something like that.
So you basically did like a cash for keys, but just in a different type of way.
I did a cash for keys technically, but at the same time too, I have a heart.
Yeah.
I have the financial ability to do something.
Yeah.
So it was in my heart to do it.
Got you.
When I recorded it because there was legal action, because what people didn't see in the video was that the marshals was outside with the moving company to put her out in the street.
Oh.
Wow.
They didn't see that in the video.
Got you.
So I recorded it, and I did it against my advisory of my attorney. All right? But I recorded it so that I could show what happened in case she doubled back and said something else.
Got you.
But then if you notice, I didn't record her face. and any parts that was recorded with her face was deleted out so that I didn't have that, and I put it out.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to go viral like that. It was being talked about everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. So that's how that played out. But here's the thing: why shouldn't you record something positive?
Straight up.
Yeah.
The logic
and
of
it's
saying
a negative world too.
The logic of saying recording something positive should be done in hiding, but record something negative and put it and blast it out to the world. The logic of it makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
You understand? So but I put it
People
out.
People love negative shit though.
Absolutely.
They love it.
So that's why, going back to us calling people out, you will have quadruple the amount of people on your live watching, so they can see two men, two women, men and women attacking each other.
Wow.
I'm not doing that.
So you think it's more people want people to call it out for the attack, for the theater,
for the entertainment.
for the entertainment,
Absolutely.
but it has no real value.
Absolutely.
Right.
So here's the
Because
thing.
they ain't gonna buy the shit anyway.
Now, for those that are doing it, that are calling people, my hat's off to you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of respect because you are putting yourself in
it's a difficult
circumstances,
yeah.
right? You potentially could be closing doors. So for the ones that have the heart to do so, my hat's off to you.
You're not the one.
That's not the lane that I'm in. That's not what
Gotcha.
I'm doing. So
Speaking of that, we had a conversation about scammers on Clubhouse.
Correct.
And so I feel like it was a fruitful conversation because we were able to expose some things. Mm-hmm. But also in that conversation, it was a lot of emotionalism.
Right.
It was a lot of people making claims with no facts. It was a lot of people, dropping information that didn't have real receipts, but it was just this person's a bad person.
And
this
I heard
person's
this,
this,
and I
and I
heard
heard
that.
this, and I heard that.
Right.
Both sides, it's like, yo.
It's bullshit. Like, if you didn't have the experience with that cat, how could you speak on it?
You shouldn't even be speaking on it.
So, bro, because I feel like this is my issue. I feel like we at a precipice of black folks are just people who are from the, who struggling trying to make a better way for themselves,
right,
are trying to learn, trying to grow. That's fair. We also have people who have made it, who need to be reaching out and teaching people, the people like Welby, right, who really do the business.
Mm-hmm.
But he just told us that him and his twin brother was afraid to come, and put the information out there.
Right.
And in the middle of Welby and the people, we got marketers who stepping up in the space and who are filling the space and acting as if they're Welby to educate the people.
Yeah, they block.
And they don't have the education. They don't have the experience.
But they got the outreach to
But
the
they got
people.
the outreach of the people. How are we going wrong in this mix from your perspective?
Well, how we going wrong is because we going at people that are desperate.
Okay.
People that live with their back against the wall.
So we targeting the desperate folks.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
So you were just so ready to make a move, you just went.
Listen, man, I've always had aspiration. I don't know too many people that you guys encounter that comes to your clubhouse, that comes to your meetups, whatever it is, that doesn't aspire.
Yeah.
Maybe they're living in a fantasy world of what they're expecting, but they have aspiration.
No doubt.
But then they also understand that out of the percentage of the people that's gonna come and encounter you, the majority of them are gonna be bullshit. They ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah,
that's a
so
fact.
then you gotta weed those people out to get to the point of the ones that will be prepared to spend the money. I always tell everybody got the money. Everybody got the money to invest. Everybody got the money to buy real estate. It's what you choose to do with the money.
No doubt.
Everybody got it. So now what happens is most people don't want to put the work in. So I was that guy.
Got you.
I expected a microwavable outcome.
So how did you recognize that in yourself?
After getting wiped out 3 times.
It
took me getting wiped out in this business 3 times to 0.
I got a question about that. You getting wiped out 3 times. What did that do to like your mental? You was depressed?
I was depressed. I felt less of a man. I had suicidal thoughts.
Wow.
Right? I felt like a failure. And I looked the part. I
And
looked the
inside
part
you
where
was
people.
tore up.
I was tore up, and I looked the part in terms of materialistically. I looked the part too.
Wow.
The car was nice. The place that we lived was respectable. I never borrowed no money from nobody or asked anybody for anything like that.
Yeah.
But I was living hand to mouth.
Wow.
You understand? So I'm trying to figure things out. So when I'm trying to figure things out, it's just like every person. It's already been proven, including today, in 2022, 2023. You have people that are not qualified, even though on paper you are to buy real estate is buying real estate.
Right.
Right? So buying real estate is already proven. When I say to people, anybody that want to buy real estate, if you really want to put your mind to it, you can get real estate. The problem is that people are just happy to be
buy real
invited
estate.
to the party.
Yeah. The deal is terrible.
That's it. They're just excited that they got invited to the party. And it's after the fact they're going to try and figure it out. So when I got into the game, the same way, I was happy to get invited to the party. I was happy to tap my people's shoulder, and I said, I'm a man now because I own real estate. The property was never making no money.
Wow.
Terrible
I
deal.
overpaid.
Terrible deal.
Terrible deal. Even though I couldn't put my finger on it because I wasn't intelligent enough to articulate what the issue was, I knew the deal wasn't right. But I bought it anyways. Why did I buy it anyways? Just like the people said that would never happen to them.
Yeah.
Because the people around me, the subject matter experts, the licensed people told me it was a good deal. So I bought it.
And that's
So-
what majority of people do.
Everybody, people get pissed off with me.
Yeah.
The COVID buyers, the majority of you are going to realize you got a horrendous deal.
Oh. So we got, hold on.
Wait, 1 second. Well, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just speaking.
Yeah.
If you guys agree or disagree with me, let me know.
I 100% agree. Let's
agree.
talk about it. So, why do we feel they got horrible deals that people bought in the last 2.5 years?
You
Or
asking
3
me?
years, last 3 years.
You
yeah.
asking me?
Yeah.
Because they weren't sold a house. They were sold an interest rate.
Break that down.
Don't you notice the conversations of people today?
Yeah.
Listen to how they talk. They don't even say, "Oh man, I just bought me a house," and you bragging about the house. They lead with, "I bought me a house and I got it for 2% interest rate." That's what they lead with. That's what they lead with.
But they overpaid for the house.
And then they overpaid for the house. Listen, I cannot tell you. I tell everybody, you need to tap in with people that you can really trust, that really want to pour into you before you recklessly spend. Because I can't tell you how many people that come to my mentorships, that come to that are my mentees, that come to my consults, that come in after the fact.
It's too late.
You spent the $700,000, but you didn't want to spend the $700 or the $5,000. You didn't see the value in that, but you saw the value in spending $700,000. I can't tell you, it's countless people.
Because they're looking at the payment.
That's it.
It's just like car dealerships.
That's
same
it.
thing. So they paying, let's just say they paid $700,000 for a house 3 years ago. That same house maybe only worth $620 right now.
Thank you.
Damn.
And if they try to sell it, they can't.
They can't.
Because they upside down.
So now
Upside
I
down.
hope that when I said to people, I had another video that went viral, and I said, everybody with your 2% interest rate, the majority of you are now stuck. Congratulations.
You got to sell it subject to.
Subject to.
And you got to keep your name on that paper.
Thank you.
Facts.
Because
And then you know what? Instead of people, however way the video was displayed to get people to view it, listen to what was being said. Here's the thing. In real estate, the whole conversation is about math.
yeah,
Here's the reason why you got people that are foreigners that could come to this country
Blow up.
blow right past you. Here's the number one reason why for everybody.
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
The
Oh my
number
God.
one language, the universal language of the world is math. Go to China, go to Japan, go to England, go to
Everywhere.
Canada. If you ask the person anywhere, including the jungles, how much is 1 and 1? It's 2.
Everybody.
Facts.
So that's why foreigners could come to this country and they do the math. And they know that if I do this, I can do that. Right? People are skipping the process, skipping the math.
Why do you think that is?
Because they want the end result. They don't want to do the work.
They want to be flashy.
They don't want to do the work because if you understood, the reason why the market is crazy right now is the consumer's fault. It's not the economy's fault. It's the consumer's fault. Reason being, if you were to try and sell a house, I got an apartment. Let me make it as an example, real rental. And I get top market rent for my apartments.
No doubt.
And I said, you know what, man, I'm gonna rent this out for $200 more. Nobody was biting.
Straight up.
Nobody was biting. So you know what the market told me? Yo, Welby, man, bring that shit down. The moment I brought it down,
call.
A lot of applications.
So now everybody, when people are saying, no, I gotta buy it because it's going crazy, you're the one causing it to go crazy.
You the crazy one.
You're the crazy one. The interest rate is just the interest rate. So whatever, if you got it for a 2% interest rate on a $700,000 or a 2% interest rate on a $200,000, the interest rate is the interest rate.
Straight up.
So if you understood how to calculate a deal, break down the deal, irregardless of how much you want it, you wouldn't have bought it. You understand? So the consumers, I'm sorry, it's your fault.
So interest rates don't even matter, really.
Listen, I say it all the time. Who cares about your interest rate?
I don't.
The interest rate does not matter.
The deal got to make sense.
Thank you.
The cash flow got to make sense.
The purchase price,
they
got to make
now,
sense.
For those that's going to be smart asses, that are going to say, I don't care, of course the interest rate plays a part. Yeah, it plays a part. The deal is not a make or break because of. It plays a part. So the overall deal, if the overall deal makes sense based off the interest rate solely, then the majority of the deals are no good.
It's not good. Because
I'm buying properties at a higher interest rate than what the average people are buying for today. And the deal is killer. We could talk numbers if we want to talk later on about it. So who cares about the interest rates with that? But here's what happens. People are blocking their blessings. Reason why they're blocking their blessings is because they focused on the interest rate. So you can have an amazing deal right in front of you with a 7%, 8%, 10% interest rate.
You run away from the deal.
And you will run away from the deal because you say, damn, I'm going to wait for the interest rate to go down to 3-4.
Wow. May that happen.
All the time.
And then when that happens, what's to say that the price ain't going to go up?
The price going to be high.
Thank you. So that's why it took me a minute through my losses to realize who cares about the interest rate.
So let's talk about this. Because you talked about you got wiped out 3 times.
Absolutely.
So you didn't have a mentor at that time.
I've never had a mentor.
Do you feel like that could have been the problem?
That I didn't have a mentor?
Yeah.
If I had somebody solid, my net worth would be quadruple what I'm at today.
So 3 times wiped out, you come back. What are you doing now
to not get wiped out again?
So what did you learn in those 3 times that transitioned you into the person you are now, where it's a dub after a dub after a dub?
My number one thing is betting on me. It's my number one thing, betting on me.
So the other times,
the other times,
it was with other people.
Just like what's happening today. That's why I say that everything that's occurring today is a repeat of what happened in 2004 when I got wiped out. So when I look back, what was the root cause of me losing was that I depended solely on what others presented to me, ignorantly. I took all the responsibility, I took all the risk, and everybody at that table benefited from it.
Straight up.
Right?
Wow.
Handsome.
So what happened was I had to have a real conversation with myself. Tear-jerking conversation with myself. And I had to look back and I'm like, you know what? I'm lying. I tell a story I say all the time. I'm at home with my family and I had family members by. And life just hit me.
Hit the table too much too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Life started hitting me. And I felt like I wanted to cry. I felt like I had to just let it go.
Yeah.
But as men, you don't want to.
Nah, no doubt.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to, though.
I'm like, hey, excuse me, I got to go to the bathroom. So I left. Went to my bedroom, which had the bathroom in it, locked my main door, then locked my bathroom door. And it just
Had to let it out.
So I started crying. As I'm crying, I'm talking to myself to look in the mirror and look at myself. And I couldn't do it. And I'm fighting myself to pick myself up and look in the mirror. So as I'm picking myself up and look in the mirror, now I could see me. When I saw me,
deep,
I said, man, I wiped my tears. And I said, listen, bro, you want to lie to everybody around you. You want to lie to the world because that's what you need to keep moving forward. Do that. But don't lie to yourself. Wow. I wiped my tears, put lotion on, and that day I said, I'm going to get to it. I walked back in, nobody knew nothing. That was something that had to happen between me and God.
Yeah.
I was lying to myself the whole time, and guess what? Byron, if I would have met you, I would have met you during those periods of time, and you would have gave me a play and said, bro, you got how much you got? In terms of credit, in terms of cash, in terms of resources to get the money, give me $50,000. I'm going to get you back X amount. Bam, I'm going to give it to you. Without even a question, but I'm going to give it to you. But if an opportunity came and said, hey, Welby, you need to, and it's going to cost you 50, I'd find every excuse not to do it.
You didn't want to do the work.
I didn't want to do the work. I didn't want to bet on me. So the last go-round of my third being wiped out, I was left with losing $60,000, but I was left with $90,000. I took that $90,000. I had a conversation with my father when I came back. My parents have been watching me during that period of time of 10, 11 years, getting his ass beat. But I looked the part.
Yeah.
Driving a nice car,
right.
All of the things.
All of those things.
Looked like you got it, but you really
Looked like
losing.
I got it.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I said, my father asked me, Welby, so what's going on? How's that project going? And I told my father, yo, Dad, I got wiped out again. So my father says to me in Creole, but he was saying to me in Creole, are you done with this? You done, right? I said, nah, Pops, I got it. I know what to do now.
Wow.
So I took that $90,000 and I turned that $90,000 into a multi-million-dollar portfolio today.
Wow.
And how long ago was that?
Where we at? 2013, 14.
So 10 years.
Somewhere around that area. So what was, have I taken losses? Yeah.
But overall, you winning.
Oh yeah. I just showed a video last week or 2 weeks ago. I lost $25,000.
Wow.
But that's the game.
Yeah.
That's the game. And I intentionally lost the $25,000.
Let's talk about that.
Nobody want to lose. Sometime in business, it's better to take an L or take a loss
To move forward.
Right.
So in that deal, I had so much of my money involved in it. Plus,
You
I
just
had
wanted to
hard
move
money
on.
in it.
Yeah.
It made more sense for me to take the $25,000 loss intentionally to get back all the money, pay back the hard money, because your business partners, i.e. the hard money lenders, for example, you have to take care of them.
No doubt.
To
They
keep
cannot
going.
know the pain you're going through.
Nah. Because you're going to need them again.
You got to take the L.
So I took care of them, but I had a nice stash left. I took that and I invested in another situation. When I invested in another situation, it yielded me in net profit over $140,000.
Whoa.
Off the 25K loss.
Get what I'm saying?
Yo, it's Monopoly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but now you want to keep putting in that work that you have that cushion to be able to.
No doubt.
I have right now in apartments, bro, I have a ton of apartments that are vacant purposely, that are fully renovated. Why? Thank God I can, because the properties cash flow well. And then now I can be more intentional on the
With the
level of
tenants.
tenants that I get.
No
You
doubt.
don't want any tenants
You
to
don't
go
want
in
to
there.
know anybody.
No. So I got a 6-unit building. It's only 2 apartments been rented. It's been like that for 7 months because the pool of tenants that have been coming through, I'm not feeling them.
Low quality. It's
But-
going to cost you more money anyway. if you
It's
put
going
them
to
in.
cost you more money. But I didn't understand that then.
You accepted the first person with the voucher.
Whoever comes in, they got the cash.
Let's go.
Yes.
2
And then-
months later, it's a headache.
There you go. Let alone if you have a tenant that's a problematic tenant, you afraid to confront them. And I'm not talking about confronting them on some street shit.
Yeah.
Because you're afraid, business-wise, because you're afraid, what if they don't pay? Now I got to carry this.
They ain't gonna pay anyway.
When you start to understand how to approach this business right, no tenant runs shit.
Straight up.
No tenant. Or word, you got a dog and you weren't supposed to. Listen, I'm giving you 10 days. That dog got to be out of here or you out of here. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. You moved in your boyfriend or your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Listen,
they can stay. They got to pay.
You got to pay. But I didn't understand that then.
Wow.
I didn't understand that then. So I'm here for the empowerment of the investor. I'm here for the empowerment of the qualified buyer.
Wow.
I want to say something to people, everybody. Everybody got to pick a side. You either a retail buyer or you an investor. Some people could be smart enough to be both.
Yeah.
But the majority of the people, especially at the very beginning, pick a side.
Straight up.
People don't know how to pick a side because they're not educated enough. They have a assumption. So you assume because you're a retail buyer, you bought that 3-family or that 2-family or that 4-family. Oh, you're gonna live on one side. You're gonna live rent free. It was a good deal. Or you're gonna be a investor, and then you bought that property for a certain price, and then you wonder why you're not cash flowing. So pick a side because investors don't pay retail.
Not at all.
There's a reason why investors don't pay retail because we have to factor in within the purchase of what we bought, what it's going to take for us to level this property up and then be compensated for it. Yeah. Retail buyer, if you want to be a retail buyer, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. You and your husband or your wife want to get your forever home for you and the kids. It's costing $1 million. It's worth $1 million. You guys are affluently employed and you're okay with that? Buy it. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have them trying to mix the two and then saying, well, I bought the $1 million house and the person told me that my property's going to be worth $1.1 million in the next year. That only started happening during COVID.
Poorly educated.
That's the only thing that time that happens. And then if you do understand, even if it did went up to 100,000, cool, what are you going to do? You're going to refi? You barely was able to be qualified to buy it in the first place. So if you refinance, what happens? Your mortgage is going to go up. When your mortgage go up, you barely can afford it now. But guess what? You cashed out some bread. What are you going to do with that bread? You're going to use that bread as they taught you to go buy something else. Now guess what you just did? You
caused
bought
another
two properties.
problem.
Now you got 2 properties over leveraged.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what me, you, and a handful of brothers and sisters, we fighting against. So I hope interest rates go up to 10%.
Oh, wow.
Why you say that?
Because
it's going to wipe some people out.
It has to happen.
Let's talk about that. Why do you want the interest rates to go up?
Because it's going to calm this market down. Maybe I'm being extreme saying 10%. Maybe I am being
already
extreme.
at 7.
Right? But why? But it's not impossible. Because when I first started, my interest rates were 13%.
So I would say if it do go up, it's going to wipe out a lot of people.
No doubt.
Because a lot of people look at, interest rates high, I'm going to just wait till it go down.
Yeah.
But us as real estate investors, the interest rates don't matter because we buy prices so low.
Yeah. No, you got to buy it.
Yeah.
The interest rate reflect the price.
It's going to have real estate investors only because we know how to play in any market.
And people got upset when I said that. And I wasn't throwing it at the retail buyer. You retail buyers, it's going to help you too. But when you don't understand that, you thinking that we're saying it goes up to that because we want to push you all out of the game and we can eat it all up. No, it benefits us too and it benefits you.
No doubt.
Because the market needs to pull back. This artificial appreciation is not sustainable.
It's too high.
It's too high. So we got to do something to pull it back. So that's why I say what I say about that. And if people would just simply do the math, they'll understand that the reason why I'm saying that is not greed. This is what would help to pull back the market, bring prices to come down
high.
to make it more affordable.
I got a question, man. So you do rentals, you do single family, multifamily, or just straight multifamily?
Rentals, it has to be 3 units or more for me.
So why is that?
Well, this is how it works good for me in my market.
Yeah, you're in a crazy market.
Well, I could do that over here too.
Yeah.
Give me a couple of months to do some recon work. I'm gonna do that over here too.
What's wrong with the single family?
It's just for me and my business model. I don't want to rent a single family because you have all your eggs in one basket in terms of that asset.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's the reason why now you have areas in this country that they don't have the ability, they don't have an abundance of multifamily.
Right.
So I understand. So then obviously you have people that are buying single family homes and they're killing it. So do that, but do it right.
Right.
But for those that are in areas that have multifamily properties, for me, I just find that if I could get a single family or a duplex, I'm flipping the property. If it's a 3-unit or more, I'm keeping it. So then I use the flips of the properties as a way of injecting money into my business so that my business could keep performing.
So,
I like that.
Which one you like better, flipping or rentals?
I love them both, but...
so they work hand in hand, though?
Yes, but what happens is if you... I don't want to say follow my process, but if you follow my process, it'll get to a point that if I never flip another property today...
You good.
I'll be able to keep buying rentals because the cash flow is extensive and my overhead is low. So I've always kept my overhead low. My living expenses, if I told you guys, you'd be like, get the fuck out of here. My living expenses.
Yeah, you're in Connecticut.
Well, I live in New York.
You live in New York.
I live in New York. I have properties in New York too, but my portfolio is in Connecticut. But for those people that are going to say about Connecticut, fuck Connecticut. With love, no disrespect. I love Connecticut. The reason why I said that is that's why people be always hitting you up, me up, you up. Hey, what market do you think I should invest in? Every market is good.
You gotta know how to work the market.
Strategy. Pick the market. Do your recon work. You might realize that's a market you shouldn't be in. Pivot and go elsewhere.
What's some key indicators you look for to like know if that's a good market or a bad market?
Listen, I'm in Connecticut, so I talk extensive on that. If we're talking about rentals, it all depends on acquisition to acquisition costs to whatever you're gonna do to rehabbing it if you need to what will your expenses be when you deduct all the expenses. New York is extremely difficult to cash flow. New York is predominantly an appreciation play.
Gotcha.
I don't want to play the appreciation play.
Yeah.
I like playing the forced appreciation play. So I
rehab
don't,
work.
Correct. So I don't really buy it in New York much anymore. But I got friends of mine that killing it, but they've been in it so long and they're in at a certain point that they can keep the machine going. Yeah. Right. But for me, where I'm at is if I'm buying a single or a duplex, it's because I don't like the level of the cash flow. And here's the reason why. When people understand the math, an additional $20,000 to $30,000 mortgage. I'm sorry, brother. An additional 20. I talk with my hands.
Nah.
An additional $20,000 to $30,000 purchase price on a mortgage equates to.
With 300.
I don't know.
About $200.
Now I don't even think it's that much. An additional $30,000. So now think about this. Most people will just solely focus on the purchase price instead of focusing on the deal. So now, let's say we have a duplex or a single unit. Let's say, I'm just giving up quick numbers. I can get a single family for $200,000. At $200,000, I do 20%, 25% down. I don't focus on and depend on FHA or these other programs. I'm not knocking people that do it. We can talk about that too. I'm not knocking people that do it. But I think that people have to be careful, especially in our community, because we block our blessings when we focus solely on utilizing these types of programs. So
as
now,
an investor, you shouldn't be looking at that anyway.
Exactly. So now, let's say I bought a property for $200,000 and I put 25% down, so that's $50,000. Let's say the mortgage. I'm just throwing up a number again. Once again, let's just say the mortgage on it is $1,500. $1,500. How much can I rent this place out for? $1,800. That means, just being raw numbers, I'm doing $300 a month. So I bought it for $200,000. How much can I buy a duplex for in that same area? I could get it for maybe $220. At $220, the mortgage now is going to go from $1,500 to $1,800. But now I got two apartments, $1,500. Now I'm at $3,000. But that's the matter. Yeah, $3,000.
Yeah.
Did I do it right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. $1,500 units. Okay.
So now that additional $300 increase was absorbed in the second apartment, and then the rest of it is pure profit. So now go to the third. The third, I will be spending maybe an additional $50,000, $60,000, and now I got me a 3-unit. At a 3-unit, how much was that? That would be
4,500.
600, 700 additional. But now I'm making almost 2,200 if I can think off the top of my head, and net profit in addition to what you were already making.
So you look at it
You pay a
strictly
little bit
math.
more,
It's all.
you get more cash.
So when you talked about your living expenses,
Yeah.
since we on the topic of math, because here's the thing though, now real talk, a lot of people think, right? Because I'm sure you're probably well into the 7 figures in terms of net worth. But living expenses, what are those living expenses like?
My living expenses for me personally, Welby's broke. I'm broke in the sense of what my business is doing.
No doubt.
Right? So personally wise, I live in a nice house, in a nice area. I never felt the need to, because I leveled up, let me go and get me a mansion.
Yeah.
And live, in rooms. I'm in my house, I'm in a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. And I haven't been in the basement in forever.
Right.
I haven't been in the basement in forever. I haven't utilized the other room in forever. So I kept that. So
You're good.
my mortgage payment on that property is $2,600 a month. And it's been like that forever. What aside from that, my expenses and everything, I don't know, let's say my expenses and everything of just Welby's $5,000 a month.
Wow.
That's including the mortgage.
My mortgage,
That ain't bad.
my
Yeah, that ain't
utilities,
bad at all, especially for New York.
Yeah.
because we didn't wait to buy real estate. We bought real estate and waited. So I bought it then, and then when I bought it then with an investor mindset, and even though it was gonna be my long-term home. So now my business has grown.
Yeah.
But I kept my expenses
The same.
with the way my lifestyle, with the way my lifestyle already was. Did I buy myself some things to reward myself? Yeah, I bought the Ferrari. I still have that. I bought the 6-figure other. I got a bunch of cars, but my expenses stay the same. But when I bought those cars, I said, let me buy that property, and that property's gonna pay for that car for me and give me a surplus.
So the assets,
So the
pay
assets
for the
pays
liabilities.
for the liabilities.
Absolutely.
So you don't believe in, I got a new house. No, like for the people that have jobs, I got a raise in my job. Let me go buy another car.
I don't think at that moment you should. I understand the feeling and the feeling.
'Cause that's what our people do.
Yeah, I understand the feeling and all, but I think that if we could be patient, the delayed gratification would be huge.
We need to learn that.
Yeah, I think that would be huge, and that was part of why I missed out, because I had an opportunity to buy a brownstone in Brooklyn years ago, and I just need to come to the table with $30,000, and I would have got it. The bill, and I decided not to buy it, and I decided to buy a Lexus
Wow.
for $33,000, and then I borrowed the other $3,000 for my mother.
So you really took a big L because the Lexus go down in
The
value, and
Lexus
that
is
brownstone
gone.
probably
It's worth about
worth
$2.5 million today. Right?
Wow.
So I didn't understand. I
with the
didn't
same
understand that.
30,000.
With the same 30,000.
So we just got people. We got to get people to understand that if you buy assets, it goes up in value. You buy bullshit, it goes. It's
Absolutely.
pointless.
Absolutely.
But we care about showing people what we look like instead of actually having.
Absolutely. And then you let the assets. What's happened now, I call it feeding the monster. So I flip houses still, but it's not dependent just on that. So then what happened is the rental business started generating so much money. My expenses personally remain the same. I take care of the people that work for me, but they're not salaried. They're paid based off of jobs that I have. So my job is to keep them busy by getting more jobs. But if the job slows up, my expenses slow down, goes down, because I'm not.
So how do you set that up? Like who all do you have working with you, and how did you set that up?
Well, the person that works predominantly with me is my brother Jeff. He's a good friend of mine, and he used to work in the city of New York, and that's how I got into Connecticut. And he's the one that said, would you ever think of coming to Connecticut? And I've never been living in New York all my life. I've never been to Connecticut, and I decided I'm going to go do some recon work and go check and do my homework.
No doubt.
And I went out there. He introduced me to like just regular realtors and stuff, but I had the understanding.
Yeah.
So we went, and from there, him and his father was working for me, and I would get the properties at the right price, and they would do the work for me. And then it got to a point that it was so busy and he didn't want to work any longer in New York. He was like, Welby, do you think that you can keep me busy where I don't have to work anymore for anyone else? So it's been 8 years now, and I hope you don't get mad. Just last year alone, I paid him at least $500,000.
So how does that payment work? Do y'all have like a base day rate, or?
I just pay him with the jobs.
Of course, it goes by job.
But the thing is, it's crazy. Right now with the work and all that, he has enough work with me till next year.
So he's good.
Wow. So it's just work. He's just working. I got a bunch of apartments that tenants either are moving out, and I didn't do anything to those apartments at the initial purchase. Now they're moving out. So look, now I got a tenant moved out yesterday. I have at least 4 or 5 apartments that got to get fully renovated. So that's
a minute.
Him. Well, him and the team, but all him. Yeah. Then of course I got roof work, and then I got it's over. So it just then if I pick up another flip, hey, so
you got work,
just working. But then what I did do with him also is to help him to get in the game, so that now he's cash flowing with property. So if I slow up, or when I slow up, because it's gonna happen at times, he's still gonna be eating. So
I got a question, man, because myself, Byron, we find our deals different from you.
Yeah.
We do a lot of off-market, direct-to-seller marketing. How are you getting your deals?
85 to 90% of my deals I get off the MLS.
So why do you shop off the MLS rather than doing direct-to-seller marketing?
I've tried it. It never really worked for me. I've bought off-market deals, but it never really worked for me in that way. And I just created a play that worked for me and put an abundance of offers out. And what happened is, because I'm buying so much, off-market opportunities come to me anyways. And here's the thing, I'm not buying based off of quantity. I'm buying based off of quality. So people are looking for an abundance of property, you keep buying. I don't need to buy in that way. I'm looking for a deal that I'm keeping, and that's what I focus on.
Gotcha, I got you. So I noticed a lot of people, right when they get in real estate, their first thing they want to do is get a realtor and shop on the MLS. How could they do better at buying actual deals? Because you still can buy deals on the MLS.
Yeah, it's possible.
How do you actually purchase a great deal on the MLS? Because I know, I know, Byron know. People get into real estate, first thing they do is get a real estate agent. Of course, the real estate agent job is to sell them a deal.
Yeah.
Selling my house. I'm sorry, selling my house.
Yeah.
You know, the house may be listed for 100. The realtor may say, look, if you come in at 95, 90, it's a great deal. But us as investors, 10% ain't no fucking equity. So what would you tell those people that's looking to get into real estate if they want to use the MLS, they want to use the agent? How should they go about actually finding a deal?
Educate yourself. Sounds crazy, but educate yourself. You don't have to know everything.
So what that mean when you say educate yourself?
When you understand the process of
so they shouldn't be relying on the realtor to educate them.
No, you shouldn't.
So they should be.
You definitely want to respect the opinion if they are an experienced realtor.
Experience as in selling houses, or experience on the investor side?
Well, most realtors don't understand the investor side.
Gotcha.
They understand the selling side. They don't understand the investor side.
Okay.
The thing is that the realtor, for me, only needs to present to me certain information.
Gotcha.
So as an investor, you need those same type of information. With that information is what you'll be able to utilize to break down a potential deal and then relay back to the realtor how much you're willing to offer.
So tell me this, when you approach a realtor with your offers, which we just talked about these offers being very low, you know what I mean, or investor friendly.
Yeah.
What are these realtors saying back?
The majority of realtors don't want to work with investors. Not investors that know what they're doing. The majority of investors.
Why do you think that is?
Because you're gonna have them work too hard.
You driving their commission down too.
Yes and no, because if you're working with me, you're gonna be. It's just not the first deal.
You feed them.
Yeah, we're not only doing one deal, so we're gonna work consistently. So if you at a 6% and I say, look, give it to me at 5 or 4, it's smarter to do that because you're gonna sell me a bunch of houses, or I'm gonna buy a bunch of houses from you, and you're gonna call me knowing, oh, Welby is going to buy this.
Now you think a lot of realtors thinking that, or they think about that one deal?
No, I think that most realtors are thinking about the highest commission they can get.
Exactly.
And what you mentioned we work them too hard. Why would you?
Because you got to keep submitting offers.
That's right. Because you imagine now you have a realtor and the list price is $200,000, and then you tell the realtor, tell him I'm offering $95,000. What do you mean? Did you not see the list price?
I don't give a fuck about the list price.
Yeah, I tell all of my mentees, I tell all of the people that talk to me, who cares about a list price? The list price is irrelevant.
Straight
because
up.
the price that you have to buy it for
to make it make sense
is what you have to buy it for. So if the list price matches what you have to buy for, no, guess what? We still gonna offer low. Am I right or wrong?
It's a fact. Because I don't want to give you what you want.
Exactly. And you want to know what? In a situation like that, you start to develop a sixth sense when you realize there's blood in the water.
Ooh.
So when you see there's blood in the water, you're going to offer them even lower. If there's not that much competition in people trying to buy. If there is competition, you might offer them what they're asking, or you might say, you know what, I'll give them an additional whatever if they take the deal now.
So how does that conversation go? Man, you ain't see the list price?
I don't care about the list price.
But the thing
What you telling them?
Here's what happens is that you will have already, no disrespect, realtors, you would have already trained the realtor in your process. So they already understand that most realtors will not believe you because you don't learn this in realty school. What they teach you in realty school and what happens in the real world is different. So you're taught this, and then you come out to the real world and you realize it doesn't play like that.
Eat your ass up.
So for realtors that really want to survive through this changing of the real estate market, line yourself up with an investor. Line yourself up with an investor.
Because you'll make money over time. More money over time.
And then that one deal.
And not only that, investors do not care about an up market, down market, parallel
market. It's a forever
market.
client.
It's a forever client.
We don't care about stuff like that. So you want to learn the game. So now the realtors that work with me, they already used to it. So I just tell them offer this, and then you keep putting enough offers in, you're gonna get told a yes.
No doubt.
So when you get told a yes, you better have everything else ready in place to complete that deal and get going. You know. So, but most people aren't gonna put in this level of work that they need to.
Nice. Damn, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, man. So you say you got a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house.
Yeah.
Lady, kids.
I'm chilling, man. I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm chilling.
So what that mean? You dating? You single?
I'm chilling, man. I try to be careful on my personal stuff, man, because you give already so much already, and I'm protective of personal things, but I'm blessed.
Gotcha. So you want kids, or you're not interested?
I'm chilling.
All right. So when you hear the word,
I'm ready for anything. Let me put it to you like that. That's where I'm at with everything.
It just gotta make sense.
I'm ready for any and everything. If it is or isn't of whatever it is, I'm blessed.
Gotcha. So the reason I asked that because what comes to mind when you hear the word generational wealth? What is that? Is that bullshit? Does it mean something? What does that mean?
Generational wealth is important. I did another interview where from the video that was put out, it went crazy, but people are not listening to what I was saying. I hate the term generational wealth. Not generational wealth. Everybody should be focusing on generational wealth. The term generational wealth, I believe, became weaponized.
For marketing.
Yes. Used as a perfect marketing strategy against especially our people.
Whoa.
Yes, indeed.
All right? So it became a triggering word. It became something to then tell you as a man or a woman, you ain't doing enough. You ain't doing enough. You want to leave for the next generation? You better come to me. Give me $50,000 and I'm going to show you how to do it. So that's why I say, for everybody before they start throwing, generational wealth is a must. But I think the word generational wealth got diluted with its importance. That's what the issue is. But yes, generational wealth is something that's mandatory. But the way it's been presented in marketing, I'm not happy how that's been done.
Yeah, I think once they start using it as marketing, it's just it don't mean the same.
That's
it's a marketing ploy.
That's some
what I'm
bullshit.
So,
man.
how do we fix this? Or is it fixable?
As far as what?
The marketing language.
I think it's really up to the consumer, man.
Yeah.
Because just like you like electronics. Are you
That's a
buying any
fact.
electronics or you doing the research before you buy it?
Research first.
So I think that's really the main thing. People don't do the research. They just go off a flash.
But here's the thing, too, we have to understand. This is just a repeat of the past.
What do you mean by that?
Because remember, when I got into the game, I always wanted to be in the game, but what inspired me to get in the game was late night HGTV. And what was shown was the flash.
The highlights.
The highlights. So that's partly what inspired me as well. And I didn't do the homework. I just said, I just buy a house and I just slap paint on the wall, do barely any work, and then that's that. Wait a minute, they didn't show me in between that the contractor doesn't show up on time. How do I deal with that? Or that you got code issues or foundational issues, how you address that? So I didn't
Going over budget.
So I didn't understand that. I just thought that I got to the table and I signed the papers that I won until after the fact.
Wow.
So now what I want people to understand is you need to have the ability to be a futurist and to have the ability to know and expect what this property is going to be doing for you upon completion. Are you flipping this property? Cool, you're going to flip it. How much you bought the property for, to what it's going to cost you, to the timeline it takes you to finish it, to put it on the market, how much you're going to make on that property.
Why Welby didn't quit?
I have an unbelievable belief in myself, man.
Failed too many times to quit.
Yo, I'm the hottest brother out here moving, brother.
Straight up.
I'm the hottest brother out here moving.
Period.
And I'm not, listen, and I think everybody should feel that way. Let's put it that way. Everybody should feel that way for themselves. I'm not dimming my light, pardon me, brother.
No,
I'm not dimming my light for nobody, right? Because I lived in the darkness for a long time. So I have an unbelievable belief in myself that if I want it, I'm going to get it. And I'm not competing with others in terms of numbers, because you could meet and introduce a lot of people in terms of numbers, in terms of portfolio size, that make me look like I ain't doing nothing. Then I can show you right? And then I can show you a whole bunch that I look like a god to them because of where they're at. So that's why I don't play those type of games.
Yeah.
I don't play those type of games. That's why if you notice, I haven't thrown up anything about doors.
Or units.
You notice I haven't even mentioned that.
No doubt.
Right? And there's a reason why I haven't mentioned that. Can I explain?
Yeah. Let's do it.
The people have been lied to. Why y'all lied to? What do people talk to about? They say, so how many units you got today? Whomever they talking to. Mm-hmm. And said person says, I got 200 units. Or I got 2,000 units. They didn't tell you that the units are actually a syndication situation.
Ooh.
And you own a small percentage of it, but they told you when you bought this, don't worry, when you go and talk to your family and your friends, you have an ownership of this. So you could tell them you got 200 too, but they didn't tell you that there's another 1,000 people with the same cut.
Wow. Right? You offer 200 units, you're making $300 a month.
Okay. But so the people lead with that. So what happens is now, it's a mind trick.
Ooh.
So, Byron, hypothetically, I got 200 units. My brother here got 2,000 units. In your mind, he has to be making more money than Welby because he got 2,000 units. I can't tell you enough how many people. I can't tell you enough how
it's
many
real.
people.
Yeah.
It's real, right? I can't tell you enough how many people. People, everybody. It's about the quality, not the quantity of your deal. So then on the flip side, I know people that have 30, 40 units.
Cash flow heavy.
And we're not talking $200 a door. We're talking they bringing in tens and tens of net positive cash flow per month right now.
Wow.
I'm one of them. Right? Right? My brother's one of them.
No doubt.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
So it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of what you're purchasing. So that's why it's so easy for people when they hear me, I put an example, and I'm gonna give. Can we talk numbers?
Let's do it.
I own a bunch of 3 families, 4 families, 5 families, 6 families. But I'm gonna give an example of a 4 unit that I have. The 4 unit to date, I owned it now going on 3 to 4 years. So for the people that were throwing shots saying that he bought that property maybe in the 90s, no, I only bought this particular property 3-4 years ago. When I bought the property, it was a 3-unit property, and I knew the value of it as a 3-unit because I already forced the market in my area and I already own properties just on that same street.
Yeah.
I knew it was worth $350, $375. I was able to negotiate the purchase price to $120,000.
Damn.
Why did I get it for $120,000? And it was off the MLS. Why was I able to get it off the get it for $120,000? This particular property would have never been able to be qualified for an FHA mortgage.
Wouldn't finance.
Why? Because it had broken windows. It was people were living there. But it had broken windows and it had other safety things. So if you had an FHA loan, if you had a NACA loan, if you had a VA loan, you could not even have a conversation to acquire it.
Wouldn't financeable.
They wouldn't even finance
Didn't
it.
meet the
And many
requirements.
of the people that are blocking themselves into those type of deals could have done the same deal, but they were duped into thinking that they can't and they should go this lane. So when I got there, the gentleman couldn't find anybody. And this is pre-COVID, before anybody even knew COVID was happening. And I negotiated with him and he sold it to me for $120,000. Because I have a team of people that work for me, the average person in the area maybe would have spent, let's say $150, $130. I'm just being extreme. I got the entire building done for $60,000.
So you all in at 180.
Thank you. You guys understand because you understand within the business how things work and how you can get things done.
And you turn this into a 4-plex.
Thank you. You see, man. My brother gets it.
So you all
I
in
bought
at
this
so you all
property.
at 180.
On a 4-plex.
Listen,
But
and
the
remember
value.
when I bought it, it was worth $350 to $375. But
That's a
people
triplex.
buying it, I already knew I can get it as a 4-unit. I could make it a 4-unit legally.
Force
Force it.
appreciation,
So from
force
that
equity.
point, the property today is worth $4.25. I bought it for $120. Listen to the math. I bought it for $120,000. I put 25% down. You know how many people would not have bought that deal because they had to put the percentage, not the amount, the percentage. They couldn't wrap their head around it. They would have preferred to take that $30,000 down payment and buy it in another area and own a property that's not making you no damn money than to have gotten yourself indebted strategically with the $30,000. So I financed $90,000. So now I owe the bank $90,000. I have $30,000 in. I spent $60,000 into the property. So that's what, $90,000. Let's make it $100,000 to be safe, just in case people want to say the numbers don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So I'm all in $100,000.
Okay.
Remember, I forced the market in my area, the rents. I already did my math on what I can get the rents out for. So today, the property, the mortgage to date, I can pull it up for y'all. If anybody don't believe me, I'll show it to you.
Oh, you good. You
I'll
good.
show it to you. And if you want, I'll pull it up so you can tell your audience.
Matter of fact, you send it to us, we'll put it
Yeah,
up
we'll
right where you
post it
said
up.
it.
Matter of fact, I will.
Yeah.
I gotta do that for you.
Boom.
The mortgage on the property, and do that while I'm talking. So that the people see.
No doubt.
The mortgage is $1,170. That's taxes, insurance, principal, interest.
Wow.
The
So
interest rate
$1,200.
is $1,200. Interest rate is 5.25%. So who cares about an interest rate? So everybody want to know my math now on this? This is
Yeah.
a real property I own.
Yeah.
Okay, so the mortgage is $1,200, taxes, insurance, and everything.
Yeah.
The first apartment I get $1,300 for.
That pay for everything.
Everything.
Wait a minute.
I ain't making
Wait a minute. Let's slow this down.
He got 3 more units.
Slow it down. Wait a minute. Let's stop the fucking press. You said 1 unit covers the whole
Pays
mortgage,
everything.
Yes.
Plus profit.
Yes.
and you got this thing fully rented.
And that's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance.
100%. We can go deeper if you want.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The second floor, I get $1,350.
So now he profit $1,450.
Just so y'all both know, both of those apartments are $1,600 a month apartments right now. So I'm below market. The third floor, I get $1,900. The fourth floor, I get $1,900. Okay? So this property that I bought, everybody pay attention to the numbers. the property is worth $4.25. I owe $82,000. So I have equity, real equity.
Heavy.
Real equity, not waited for.
$300K.
$300,000. $300,000. I net profit every month, $5,000 plus. Per year in net profit, I do $60,000 per year. Now watch the math. With this property, I was able to do what we call infinite return. What's an infinite return?
Take that money out.
As long as you have all your money back in your pocket, the property, you have no risk. The property's issue is the bank's issue, not yours, because none of your money is in the property. Right? So now pay attention. It gets better. Most people would have refinanced to get their money back. I don't do that. I let the property work. I let my money work. So what does my money do? I make $60,000 a year. I have a fully renovated property. $60,000 a year, recoup back $60,000. So that means I still have $30,000 left. Remember, when the tenants move in, they got to give me 2 months security plus the 1 month's rent. So 2 months security, if you multiply that times 5,000, that meant I would have received, oh God, how much is that? 10,000, if I'm saying the math right, in security payments or so plus.
Time full.
So I was able to recoup,
My bad.
literally recoup all my money within 18 months. So I have no money in the property, $300,000 in equity, $5,000 in net income per month.
They don't have too many people got deals like that.
That's a fact.
Yo, bro, I can show you 5 more right now.
So
I can
what's
show
crazy?
you, wait 1 second. I'm making it even sweeter for you, brother. I can show you 10 more right now. They call me Mr. Receipts for a reason, bro. So when somebody tell me it's impossible, don't tell me that it's impossible unless you tried. And I say you really tried. Not that you just tipped your feet in and you said, because I speak to people every day that bought properties and they buying the properties and they don't even realize if they would understood how the formula works and how to break down, you would be able to see immediately it's not a deal you should be buying.
Off the rip.
Off the rip. You just happy that you got to the table. Now, here's the thing. Can I keep going on?
Let's
do it.
Let's go.
There's a difference between God, I just got told this yesterday, man. I'm gonna be pissed off. Spending money and investing money. Right? There's a big difference between spending money and investing money.
Facts.
When you spending money, you could be spending it retail wise. You know, you just got married, you just want to buy your wife a brand new car, do your thing. You want to do your thing. Cool. When you're investing your money, the play is different. So now what happens is, at the beginning, before I started getting this, I would be nervous to spend because everybody said, I don't want to lose no money. I don't want to lose no money. God forbid. Anything is possible. There's no 100% guarantee in anything.
Right.
But there's a difference between investing and spending. So what did I do? On average, my rental properties, 1/3 of the property covers all the expenses. Hence, I like 3 families or more. Hence,
Makes
one
sense.
apartment covers everything in my 3 families on average. The other 2 is pure profit.
Woo!
I
So
have-
that's why you hold out and wait for quality tenants.
I focus, bro.
Yeah.
So now I got a 6-unit. Let's talk about this 6-unit property
Let's
I own.
talk about it.
On that property that I own, a 6-unit property I bought, the way that I bought it is the same thing that we've been talking about. I invest and I flip. Can I say things to clarify something? This is very, very important. The entire business of investing in real estate is a flip. I don't care what entry
What you mean
point.
by that?
I'm going to explain it to you. Make sure that people watch this. Pay attention to this, everybody. The entire business of investing in real estate is a flip, but we compartmentalized it in a way to generate money. So now, there's 3 major components that people know and are aware of to invest in real estate. Number 1, people talk about is what? Wholesaling. What does a wholesaler do? A wholesaler gets a property under contract at the right price point to ultimately flip that contract to an end buyer.
No doubt.
Investor. Flippers, what everybody know about flippers. What does a flipper do? A flipper gets a property under contract at the right price point, renovate that property to put that property back on the market to ultimately flip that property to an end buyer, predominantly retail.
No doubt.
What does the next person do? Buy and hold. What does a buy and hold person do? They get a property under contract at the right price point, and everybody pay attention. If you notice, at the beginning, everything I keep talking about is at the right price point.
Straight up.
So a buy and hold gets a property under contract at the right price point to renovate that property, get that property rented to ultimately flip that current mortgage into a long-term mortgage for passive income.
No doubt.
Damn.
So the entire business of investing in real estate is a flip.
The whole time.
Thank you. So now, what happened with this 6 family? That 6 family that I have, the property is worth $600,000. The property, I purchased it for $270,000.
Jesus. Off the MLS.
Off the MLS.
Damn.
Was it listed? What was this listed at?
Oh, he was listed for $310
So you came in off the muscle.
because it's a commercial property. Since it's a commercial property,
Not everybody can
FHA,
Yeah.
NACA,
Rule them out.
VA, and all this other, you can't even talk about it. So now what happens is you block your blessings. I'm not saying don't use those other programs, but if you understand the game, you look at yourself like Batman and Batwoman. What does Batman and Batwoman have? They have their utility belt. What does the utility belt do for them? They have scenarios and situations that pop up, and Batman and Batwoman got to get out of it. What's she gonna do? Throw her ninja stars, if that's the right word, or maybe the smoke, or maybe the Gatling. They have a way, an exit strategy. Is that better?
That's the
You
go.
like that better?
Multiple exit
They got the multiple exit strategy to get out of a bad situation. No different than what we're gonna do in real estate. Who was selling it? This person that was selling it was an elderly man that owned the property for a long time. He didn't realize the value of what he got. His properties were underperforming. So every property that I buy, I'm looking for 2 things. I'm looking for distressed and or underperforming. So if those components is in there, that makes me go and look further. Most people are looking for turnkey. They don't want to deal with the stresses of certain things.
Fixing stuff.
Yeah, I want that smoke. Guess what? I already knew the property was worth $600,000. I got it for $270,000. All I have to do is bring the beauty out of it. That's all I have to do. The rents in that apartment building was $600 a month, times 6. Do the math. 6 times 6 is $3,600, right? Did I do the math right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's all math.
Yeah.
In a commercial property, you have to put 25% down. 25% of that was roughly about $70,000. I financed $210,000. Immediately when I bought the property, I notified parties. Sorry, y'all gotta go. It's business. It's no disrespect.
Yeah.
It's
time
business.
to go.
The people moved out. I can show y'all pictures of the befores and afters, bro. I show you the before and after. Now let's do the math on the mortgage. The mortgage on this property today is $2,000. Let's just make it $2,000. It's like $2,050 a month. $2,050 a month. I got all the properties renovated. Yeah. Let's just say it cost me on average, at the time especially, about $7,000 to do each apartment. That's possible. Because for everybody, if you understand, if you don't know how to control your contractor will go on your property and rip everything out and tell you this is the best course of action when you don't have to. So you know what to keep, what not to keep to minimize your costs. No doubt. So let's just make it, just so we can make a round number, $10,000. $10,000 per apartment is $60,000. So $60,000 plus the $70,000, that's what out of pocket, $130,000. I'm out of pocket. Let's make it 150, just so we can make it extreme. Pay attention to the numbers now. So now I get everything rented out. The mortgage is $2,000. $2,000 each apartment I rent out for $1,550 per month. Do the math.
I don't know what that is.
That's
$3,000.
I'm gonna do it for you right now.
That's a nice number.
Times 6, $9,300 a month minus the $2,000 mortgage. I'm
Cash
left with
flow
$7,300. $7,300 times 12 months. $87,600 a year in net income I'm generating.
On one property?
Yes. Now do the math. In less than 18 months,
you
I
get
have
your money
an
back.
infinite return.
Wow.
Not only have an infinite return, I have $400,000 in equity real equity.
Now, why you finna have everybody moving to Connecticut?
No, it's not about Connecticut.
Yeah.
It has
It's
nothing
about
to do
being a real hustler.
Because I'm not just in one area. I'm all over. It's about the deal.
No
so
doubt.
now what I just displayed to you now is 2 properties. For example, 2 properties that are valued at least about a 1.1 million, more than that, 1.1 million in value, with a debt of under 300,000. So my debt to value is 30%. 30%.
70% equity.
Between the 2 properties in net income, I just did the math with you, it's $15,000 a month.
That's heavy.
Wait. Can I make it a little bit better for y'all?
Let's
do it.
A little bit better? Where that 6 family is at, just around the corner up the block, I got me another 4 family. That 4th family, go on my timeline, and y'all see the one that I talked about with utilizing a DSCR loan for a 7.25% interest rate. And I just closed on it about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Congrats, man.
Let's do the math on that. The properties are just walking distance from each other. Since it's a 4th family and I already own a 4th family that's worth 4.25, what do you think that means that property is worth?
4.25.
Thank you. Where did I get that property off of? The MLS. Not only I got the property off the MLS, guess how much the property was being listed at?
270.
200 and something thousand. What happened was code violations, another elderly man, and distressed. So FHA.
Cancel.
What you call that? NACA. Canceled. Veteran.
Out of there.
But guess what? Every one of them could have bought it anyways if they didn't block their blessing and be limited to the way that they're thinking. So guess what? How much? It was on the market. It was on the market for 200,000, and the owner, who was an investor himself that wanted to get out of it, listed cash only. He wanted no hard money because he didn't want to go through the motion.
Yeah.
Right? It was already habitable, cash only. And he, of course, he didn't want mortgages because he knew it was going to be approved. Guess what I did? I got cash.
So where do you get cash? What do you get
from the flips?
Where do I get cash?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm. You want to see? You want me? Let me show you something. No, I want to show you something.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you something. I'm going to pull it up right here, and you tell me just what. Look, this is TD Bank. I'm going to show you. Give me a second.
Yeah, do your thing.
Give me a second. If this, don't tell me it's not going. Oh, come on. Give me. Wait. Let me do it right now. In real time.
Yeah.
I want to do this in real time with y'all. Okay, look, I'm logging on. See, I'm logging in. Let's watch. Make sure nobody.
Yeah, no,
Oh, come on, he's not gonna do this for me here. Yo, your reception is horrible here, bro.
Oh, you gotta get it on the Wi-Fi.
Oh man, give me 1 second, man. Let me make sure this. What did I do the other way? Oh, the reception sucks.
You know the Wi-Fi password?
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh, no, I don't even need it. I think I could get in there.
This is the password.
I got it. Listen, what do you see here?
You want me to say that out loud?
Don't say it out loud. Now, how many figures we looking at?
Are you healthy? It's 7.
Listen,
Liquid.
This is just one of my accounts, but don't put it in there.
No. Oh, yeah.
All right. So where we at? You can tell me. But don't know numbers. Where we at?
We the 7 figures.
Okay. So I bust my ass.
You got cash.
Okay, I bust my ass. So when an opportunity come, I'm ready.
But I'm saying, where did you raise capital? Where did that?
I never raised. I raised capital through flipping.
Over time,
I was flipping. Before I started buying rentals, I had already amassed 7 figures in savings.
So this was the plan, or you just
that was
enjoyed
the plan.
flipping?
No, this is what the initial plan was. I need to get my back off the wall.
Got you.
That was the initial plan. So I just need to make money. Bro, I look like a madman to everybody. At the time where I was working at, I'm working hours because that money, for everybody that's working, that's in a rush to leave your job is your first business partner.
No doubt.
So I use my job to invest in my business, real estate.
So
then I use the business to then invest into my business. So what happened was, I started flipping to get my back off.
What kind of job was you working?
I was a welder.
Okay,
license
yeah.
welder.
Yeah, okay.
And me and my brother
I
had
did inspection.
Yeah,
we went after the
So,
welders.
yeah,
make
welders
sure you
make bread,
make sure the
bro.
welders
Yeah.
is doing the right
we were
thing.
doing a lot. We was doing a lot, and then plus I was hustling between two. Me and my brother had a car dealership at the time, but it failed. I failed so many
You
times.
just
bro.
hustling.
Hustling. So now what happened was, imagine I had, let's say, 2,000 to my name. I got wiped out. So when I started hustling, working, I saved up X amount of money. When I started investing, what started happening, your back is against the wall. When I started flipping, slowly, my back started coming off the wall.
It felt good.
Slowly.
Yeah.
But guess what I did? I'm working. While everybody was going on Friday, they were going to go party, Welby was working overtime. I didn't buy me a new car. I didn't go on trips.
Stay down.
Yeah, I mean, we were. I wasn't starving. I never
So
starved.
you sacrificing entertainment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How long you did that for? Because this is deep. A
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people
yeah,
need to
yeah.
understand this.
Listen, man. I think I probably. If you talk about just hustling wise, not
No,
sacrifice.
sacrificing.
Man, I think I'm still doing it now.
Yeah, he said
So
his living expenses is
so-
only $5,000.
So talk
in
about
New York.
you got to talk about the importance of sacrificing to go to the next level.
If
Because
I didn't
us
do
though,
it-
we don't want to do that.
If I didn't do it, it could have never happened.
So you can't bullshit and build at the same time.
It was never gonna
It's not
happen. And
possible.
mind you, bro, fellas, I talk to everybody about this business. So as I'm trying to go, I'm trying to bring people with me.
Yeah, you
Nobody's believing in it. Nobody's seeing it.
Right.
You understand? So since nobody's believing and seeing it, you have to go at it on your own.
Correct.
At the same time, you brothers, you're gonna understand you have a family. I have a family. I was responsible. They didn't know it was that critical. They didn't understand that. As a man, you're responsible for taking care of and making sure
Right.
that the lights are on, and they don't understand the pressures that you're dealing with.
So you had to keep all that
Tell
pressure
me
in.
this. Do you believe that success is possible without that sacrifice?
No,
Wow.
I don't think so.
So sacrifice
Because
is meant to
you have luck.
level. They got levels to success too,
Correct.
though.
And you have luck.
It
and
ain't gonna
there's
be
definitely
sustainable,
people
though.
that hit a bag, luck. Okay, so if you want to talk that, luck, let's talk about COVID. Let's talk about PPP. Let's talk about the credit cards. Let's talk about getting the bag. There's a mob of people that got the bag. So what did you do with that money?
Where is that now?
Everybody's quiet now. Your story hasn't changed. Your story hasn't changed. Your timeline hasn't changed. Mine hasn't changed. If anything, it's gotten better.
Wow.
To be honest with you.
Now that you think about it, a lot of people Instagram
Yeah.
timeline
It's
change.
quiet.
Yeah.
It's been really, really quiet. So now I wanted to get
Wow.
my back off the wall. So then when I got my back off the wall, that's why I was flipping. But then I got to a realization that flipping with you was only as good as what you did last.
Right.
So that meant that the money's gonna stop. So now if I just focus on flipping and I amassed $1 million, if I don't have a way of continuing to feed that, it's gonna just dwindle. So the numbers really don't matter, because this same analogy could equate to somebody that only got $1,000.
Right.
And then they probably on welfare and they only need, a set amount to survive. So when I got to a point where I felt comfortable, I still didn't go buy a new car. I still didn't do certain things. I said, I gotta start investing passively so
To
that
get
I
that
don't have
money
to
muscling.
physically work for it. So then that's when I started taking the money that I physically worked for, i.e. in flipping, to invest in things like what we're just talking about now. So when people say it's impossible, I've been doing it, but I wasn't prepared to do it. So when people say they want to buy a rental property, I ask them, why you want to buy a rental property? Where I want cash flow. Okay, cool. So if you want cash flow, after we doing this consultation, why'd you buy this property? My brother, you're making $300 a month. You're in debt of $500,000.
It don't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
Yo, my brother, you utilize X amount of money to pay down your interest rate, just so that you could brag to the people you got the lowest interest rate. And if you
ain't making no
understood
money,
that,
though.
you would have taken that money, that same money you were prepared to spend anyways.
Yeah.
You would have taken that money and invested the money, not spend the money.
Ooh.
Right? So now, so that was my game plan, was for me to do that, to then get passive income. So now, everything for me, I look at myself, and I would love other people to start viewing themselves as snipers. Snipers, when it's ready for their kill, goes and they perch themselves up on a mountaintop or wherever. They sit on top of the mountain with their finger on the trigger and their eye on the scope, looking for their target. They're not gonna move, and people will tell you, snipers have been known to wear diapers. and will do their business on them because they laser focused. I'm going to take this person out. That's how I look at myself. So what I just showed you wasn't to show off. The money wasn't to show off. I'm ready. You get what I'm saying?
Anytime.
I'm ready. So
and you sacrificing still.
Yes.
Please.
Yes. So then now, guess what? In between that now, so those people that's going to say, yeah, but you just can't work and work. I live a lovely life.
You go where you want, when you want.
I go where I want. I take care of my peoples. I buy whips.
Take care of your tenants.
I take care of my tenants.
Employees.
I buy whips for cars for people that I care about and love. All right?
Life is good.
Life, thank you, God. I appreciate it.
Now, how long did it take you to get to the 7 figures? They're flipping, like, was it 2 years, 3 years?
Oh,
because some people, you know, we talking right now, talking about flipping, they think, you know, they trying to do it in a year.
Oh, no. Well, it was levels too, because at one point when I first started catching my stride, I was doing one property maybe, and it took me 7 months to do it. 8 months to do it.
So once you figured out the system.
Yeah, and then at one point I got to a peak where I started averaging around 20 to 30 houses a year, flipping. And then the proceeds that I would make, I would stash because I knew that after I got the pressure off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Then after that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna identify an area I want to invest in, do the recon work. I knew New York I didn't want to play.
Yeah.
I didn't want to play.
Yeah.
So let me do some recon work. So I started doing investigations. Not just taking the word.
That investigation is
not
deep.
just taking the word of what someone said, because what works for me might not work for you.
No doubt.
But the process remains the same. The fundamentals remain the same.
So what does your investigation look like? Because I know that's critical.
Okay, so now you're talking about for the rentals.
Yes.
On the rentals, we from the hood. We grew up in the hood, right?
No doubt.
There's money in the hood.
Definitely.
Doesn't mean the hood, when I say the hood, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, hood. All right? Also, I want to talk about that when people talk about gentrification. Gentrification is not a black or white thing. It's the have and the have not thing. Okay? So you might as well could say I'm gentrifying because I'm buying properties in the area and I'm making them nicer, and truthfully, I'm pricing the people to some degree out, but I have to because of what I paid for it and what it cost me. I got to recoup my money back.
No doubt.
So it's no different than what's happening in Brooklyn or what's happening out here in Texas with people flooding through here, right? So now, what I did is I went out there and I hung out. I went
Learn the area.
I went to the corner of Wawa, like you guys got the Wawa. I went to the corner of Bodegas and I hung out. I looked like I was in the area. I went to the barber shops. And you know how the barbers are, yo, you want to get a haircut? They see a new guy. Nah, I'm just checking to see. And I'm just sitting there watching them. Cutting people here, hearing the vibe.
So what they talking about?
Yeah, I went to maybe, not even the clubs, but just to check out the environment. I was doing that shit for months. Then I started finding out how much people were getting rent for. Why were they getting rent for that amount of money? So how did the property look? So the flavor I know I could bring. So then from that point, I said I can invest here. Okay, if I can buy the property at this, my mortgage, and I do my calculation, the mortgage is gonna be this. Oh shoot, I'm gonna buy only 3 families here. If I do this with the 3 family, this is gonna cover this. This is how much I'm gonna be making. So when I do my properties and I found another property recently, I can tell you how much money I'm gonna make on it before I own it.
Wow.
I don't even own it yet. I might not even own it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gambling. I'm investing.
No doubt.
So now,
do the
for
research.
the people that get fearful of buying, you're always gonna have that anxiety because you're spending a bunch of money, but your anxiety level is gonna be different because you see the outcome that you're looking for. So it's no different than driving a car. There's a chance that you're gonna get hit, or you can hit somebody, but you get in the car, you drive, and you put your seatbelt on, and you keep it going. That's how I look at this shit.
And you're confident in that car too.
I want to say things for that 4th family, so I can add on to that real quick. So when you were saying about how did I fund, I just explained to you how I funded in terms of the liquid cash, and I showed you some of the liquid cash that I have. But forget about that. What do I have? I have a portfolio of properties I just presented to you that has what in it? Equity. So what did I do? People keep talking about becoming their own bank. What did I do? I became my own bank. How did I become my own bank? I went to the banks and I said, yo, I got equity of X amount. How much could you give me off of these? So I give an example of one property that I own. They gave me $200,000 in equity. So
you did a refi?
I'm gonna show you what I did, bro.
Okay.
You want me to show you? I can show you the.
Let's go flash on the screen.
All right, I'm gonna show you.
We'll send it to us.
I'm gonna show you. Well, I don't want y'all to show them. But I want y'all to see it. Your crowd trusts you. I'm gonna show you what it says here. equity up. Wait, is that one second?
Check
What
in.
did it say?
200K, and they ain't got zero on it. So it's available.
Hey.
So I tell you, I'm ready. So
But it's
now
a line of credit, right?
that's a line of credit.
Ooh.
Real line of credit.
I got a question.
Let me
Yeah.
finish the play and I'm going
Let's
to answer
do
your
it.
question.
Let's do
So
it.
what did I do? I found the property. When the person said to me he wanted X amount of money, I told him he wanted 210 for it or something to that effect. He only wanted cash. So I sent him a proof of funds. I didn't show him the home equity line. I showed him the bank statement. I got proof of funds. They just want to see that somebody can close it. How I end up coming to the table is a different conversation, right? So we signed the contracts. I own it now. So then now what I do, I have a home equity line of credit. I negotiated down from 2 and some change to $165,000.
Close quick.
And I closed like 7 days later. I closed. So now I own it. So now I got a home equity line of credit that I borrowed from, that I'm paying interest on. And you know you're going to have the lowest interest rate in terms of borrowing money because it's a home equity line tied to a property.
Right.
I borrowed $165,000 from the home equity line, paid, and now I own the asset free and clear. I already know with the apartments, it's going to cost me. I spent about $60,000 renovating the entire building. After renovating the entire building, I went back to the bank, to a regular bank, and I said, "Hey, everybody, I got a property that's worth $425,000. Yeah, how much is it that you need?" I said, "Well, I bought it for $165. I spent $60. Just give me $200 and what I think it was $205,000, $204,000, $6,000.
Good.
Make it $210. Just give me that. I recouped my $165, and then I recouped more than half of the $60 it cost me to fix it. I went now and I rented it out. It's all rented out now. I bought this property. I just put it on Instagram about 2 weeks ago. Just 2 weeks ago. With a 7.25% interest rate, I went and I did a DSCR loan.
30-year.
30-year DSCR. So now people that hear DSCR loan is no different than what happened in 2004, 2008. That's a stated loan. Most people got slaughtered with stated loans because they were over leveraged.
Yeah.
Right.
My debt to value is under 50%.
Yeesh.
We need a bell.
Right?
Yeah.
So
It's a
now,
deal.
how much is the mortgage on this loan? Let's round it off, $1,900. Taxes, insurance. So who cares about an interest rate?
Facts.
First floor.
I need my calculator.
Let's talk about it.
First floor.
Yeah.
I get $1,900.
Yo.
All right.
First floor
First floor
all my
covers the whole-
expenses. Second, third, fourth floor, I get $1,550.
Everything is going in the pocket. And that's why it's so important when we hear
$6,400.
$6,400.
And what's your
multiply
mortgage?
that times $1,800.
Minus that's. So you profit
Yeah,
$4,600 per
just
month.
about.
You know what's crazy about this, right?
God damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's crazy is that a lot of people we hear about these syndications, like you got apartment complexes that don't cash flow like that. You know
Exactly.
that, right?
Right.
People be talking all these doors.
People pay $1 million for an asset and they happy with making $5,000
Yeah.
a month.
Facts.
This man only paid $230K.
I met a student of mine. She's in my real estate kickstart.
Yeah.
Just being honest, and we talked about that. And she's somewhere out in this area, somewhere, and she's $1 million indebted, and she's making $2,000 and some change a month profit.
And
Something
she
that
was happy with that?
after she
'Cause
went
she didn't
through
know
the class.
better.
Yeah,
Before-
after the
Yeah,
class, she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I
So
said,
before she was bragging.
Yeah.
not bragging. She's a
Yeah.
beautiful, but
Yeah.
the numbers. But after she came through, she's like, and I said, you know what you could have did with that money, and the majority of it was her hard money, not no borrow, her money. I said, you know what you could have did with that money, but you don't know any better.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So now that being said, with everything, the beautiful thing about it. Oh, so going back to that. With the home equity line you just showed, that's the home equity line I use. It's at zero again.
Yeah, you paid it off.
So it's zero. So now I owe nothing to the home equity line, and it's ready to go again.
So you getting home equity lines even on properties that you don't live in. So how does that it's investment property?
It's a business line of credit.
Yeah, it's a business line of credit or portfolio line of credit that they do. So they could add up. They'll tell me, hey, Welby, what do you want? And I say, look, this, and this. So those 4 properties or 3 properties I just showed you, that's almost $2 million in real estate. Maybe just about $2 million in real estate. You see the debt, $2 million in real estate, and between the 2 properties, 3, there's just about $500,000 in debt.
So you can get a line of credit, 1.3 million
based on that.
Just on
well,
that.
they're gonna give a percentage of that. So let's make
So
it
they do
even
up to 80%
let's say
minus your debt.
$800,000. Let's say $800,000.
Line of credit.
Line of credit. And that you only pay on
when you
use it.
And you only pay the interest.
Yes.
Not the principal and interest.
Correct.
Now you get lines of credit on all your properties or just certain ones?
I don't just get it. No, I don't do that. If I have to access some of them, I would, but I don't. I need because I know how my market is.
So that's a healthy number for you, line of credit.
No, I have more than that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that
Gotcha.
I don't need to tap into everything because I don't need it.
Yeah.
I just need
But you can.
You just
Yes.
want to be the sniper.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when the opportunity jump up,
my bullets,
you ready to-
my bullets is my money. That's the bullet. So that's
No
why I
doubt.
showed you I'm ready.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, to bring this full circle for everybody, but why we saying all of this now, right? This is important. Where this market climate is going, we're entering the greatest opportunity of our lives. We're entering the greatest opportunity of our lives. That's why I tell everybody, pick a side. So now we're going to see opportunities of purchases that you never thought imaginable that you can buy. And there's going to be so many people that's going to just have to be sitting on the sidelines and can't do anything.
hands tied.
Hands tied. 2% interest people.
They tied.
You're tied. So now what's going to end up also happening, you're going to have a lot of people that bought in the manner that they did that are going to lose their properties. The banks are going to have to foreclose on and be willing to sell these properties at a discounted
Short
price.
sale.
Wow.
And it's only going to be X amount of people that are going to be in a position that the banks are going to be willing to say, we will lend you that money. So now what's happening is in America, there's a turn that's happening where about approximately 60% of Americans in this country are homeowners. They're projecting within 10 years or less, it's going to be the opposite. And we're going to be turning into a renter's nation. So this is why we don't want to waste any more time. We don't want to waste any more time with the partying. Enjoy yourself. But everything is not a damn party.
Facts.
Every
fact.
networking event that you're going to is not a damn party.
No doubt.
You came here to get
Be
some
intentional.
game. Be intentional on what you're doing, right? Because the window of opportunity that's going to be upon you is closing, and then what's going to happen is for the ones that are talking about generational wealth, you won't have anything to pass on to your children so that they could be outside of the rat race in terms of roof over their heads, cash flow, and things of that nature. If we're talking about generational wealth.
Like it, man.
I love
So
it.
what's a win to Welby, man? Because I was on Instagram. You say
Yeah.
the LLC not a win.
Well,
The
look,
credit card not a win.
well,
What's a win to Welby?
It's an accomplishment.
Right.
Those things. Because here's the thing, what happened, we started allowing people just because they participated to be rewarded.
So we giving trophies just for participation.
Yeah, so think about it. You got the kid that plays baseball, and just because he participated in it and he was the worst kid in the world, we don't want him to cry, he gets a trophy too. So now what happens to the one that's exceptional?
They get the same trophy.
He gets the same trophy. Now you discouraging this person that's being exceptional, because why is that we all get the same reward? So now I'm proud of you getting your LLC, because with an LLC or an S Corp or a C Corp, you need that to do business.
No doubt.
Because you're a business owner.
Correct.
Great. That's a great accomplishment. Right? You got your business credit. Awesome. Wonderful. You got it. What's the game plan with it?
No plan, because they have no
with it.
education. No education.
It's just that I got the money.
It's because it's popular.
Right? So the reason why I said that, and it triggered people, and they're saying that, well, it's not a win to you, but it's a win to me because I didn't do it before. No, I'm happy for you that you did it. But don't stop there.
Now it's time to do something with it.
So people think because they got that, so that's the reason why. So I'm saying all of those things, you should be applauded. I'm happy for you too. But when you look at the bigger picture, it's not the win. For me, if we're talking about real estate, the win is that you're purchasing a property that's going to meet the goals that you want. Irregardless if it's a retail price purchase or if a investor purchase. Whatever you choose that you want, there's nothing wrong with what you want so long as it's aligned with what you said that you want. right? So if you okay with buying that property and it's for you and your family and you're gonna pay that mortgage and y'all already know that technically it's not an asset because you paid overpriced, but you and the family are ecstatic and happy, listen, live your life, man. I'm not judging you.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Live your life.
I love it.
But if you flip it to me and tell me that, yo, I bought this property because I wanted to invest because I wanted my kids to have X, Y, Z, blah, 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 you shouldn't have bought it that way. I'm sorry.
Damn. Yo, man, so what's next, man? I know we, man, this been a good one.
Oh, that's a great one.
Bro, what's next for Welby?
Man, listen, I think that I've come to a point that I think that I'm finding my calling. And I think my calling is doing exactly what I've been doing.
And what's that?
It's just giving the people the good, the bad, the ugly of real estate, man.
So educating the masses of the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is because nobody's doing that. Yeah. Everything is peaches and cream. So I want to show you my wins. I want to show you the possibilities. I want to show you my
the glitz, the glam.
I want to show you that, but I'm not gonna lead with that. I want to show you what it took for me to do that. The full picture.
Transparency.
So that's where it's at for me. And aside from that, man, I wanna help people, as many people as I can, but only people that are serious about getting to it. You know, that's what I want to do. So
how could they get with you?
Well, listen, for everybody, because I get asked all the time about do I have any mentoring or training or anything like that. I'm saying it with the utmost respect. I'm the hottest brother out here moving, man. I'm not saying I'm the biggest.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I have the most of anything. I'm not saying any of that. But I'm the hottest brother out here moving.
No doubt.
Right? Yo, if you have interest in investing in this space, if you have interest in somebody that's going to be authentic with you at all times, if you have interest in somebody that's not going to school you, play games with you, that's going to pour into you,
keep it real,
that's going to cry with you, literally, I come second to nobody. I'm being honest and real with you. So that's the reason why I put the programs that I have. I tell everybody, if you ain't ready for this smoke, don't do it.
Straight up.
Don't do it. I'm not going to bait and switch you and somebody else is going to be the one popping up. I'm going to be here at all times. So what I have now coming July 17th, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
July 17th, this is the next class that I'm putting up, the real estate kickstart. My last class just ended, and it's amazing, bro. When you see the growth of the people, you see it starts to click in their head. They start to see the mistakes that they made. A lot of them have been robbed.
Taught some bullshit.
And they realize it. And what I wanted to do with the empowering, that they got it, I love it. So for many times when people message me, the number one question they always ask is, how do I get started? That's always the generic question. How do I get started, or how much money do I need? And I tell people that there's no way there's a blanket statement to respond to an individual. No doubt. So that's the reason why I put the real estate kickstart together. So it's a 2-week training live with me over Zoom. It's every Mondays and Wednesdays. Be prepared to be with me for a couple of hours, right? And I'm going to put you on your ass. And I'm going to show you in chronological order exactly what I've done, a strong overview of what I've done, similar to what we did on here, but I give you in way much more detail, intentional detail on how I started with zero to having the portfolio that I have today.
Wow.
Right?
Nice. And
exactly what I did. So it's called the Real Estate Kickstart. So for those people that are interested, it's filling up fast. I guess we could put the QR code up on here on the YouTube so the people could see that. Or if you guys want, you could go on the website, THE Real Estate Kickstart. If you go on the realestatekickstart.com, it'll automatically put you on the website. You can fill out your information, and somebody from my team, or maybe I'll call you myself. We're gonna have an in-depth conversation with you because we only want to rock with people that's for real.
Action takers.
No
Action
doubt.
takers. If you're not about that, this ain't for you, man. It's not for you. So that's what I got going on, and I'm ready.
Love it, man. Well, we have the link in the show notes. The bottom of the YouTube, so it's easier for them.
Absolutely.
Some people can't spell.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Man, I appreciate you for coming by, man, blessing the people, blessing us, man. This is valuable information.
Listen, I want to thank you both because we've been friends for a minute.
No doubt.
And then when I saw what you guys were doing, and hey, listen, man, I've been a fan of both of y'all for a while anyways. And then when I'm seeing it, I'm like, yo, bro, what's up, man? You know?
Let's do this.
Appreciate that.
You know, you hit me with that, and I flew from New York to Texas, man.
That was in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, man.
So I'm super excited about this, and I think that you guys should keep going because the community needs this, and what you guys are doing on Clubhouse is necessary. So I just want to give you guys your flowers on that as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Definitely appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you, brother.
Doubt.
Thank you, my brother.
Listen,
Thank you,
make
brother.
sure you click the link at the bottom, rate,